Well, when I first learned that I was going to come to MIT, I was actually very happy because I had been here before. I was really a bit intimidated by the sort of level of technology that people were working on here, but also very excited about it. So I had some experience with MIT before I came here for the McDermott Award residency. One of the things I did when I was here is I visited Fredo Durand in the Computational Photography Lab, and that was truly thrilling. He's doing really extraordinary things. He's working with cameras in such a way that he's really helping to invent the new, the new generation of photography. And he's doing that by combining the computational power of computers with the optical power of lenses and cameras to take in reality. So artistically, for me, it means that, which has been one of the hallmarks of artistic practice, is the artist making a decision on the spot of what they're going to do. You don't have to do that anymore. You can literally have it all, have a perfect image in all aspects, and then you can work with that image. You can manipulate it, and you can make it be any one of a number of different stylistic choices which you had to invest in before and actually take the shot in that way. You were locked into just that way. So if you wanted to have 10 choices when you later to get the one you wanted, you had to shoot 10 separate things. So it's really amazing. He's brought it in. He's brought previously sort of fixed options into the realm of personal choice and personal preference. I also was really impressed when I visited Hiroshi Ishii's lab of tangible media. There was something so natural and affirming to me when I engaged some of the objects that he and his students have created in that laboratory, which are based on the tactile sense. And I think he's onto something really powerful, because in today's age, people feel, the average person, certainly not the people who work here and live with technology, the average person has a kind of a mistrust of technology. If you can't see it, if you can't touch it, they don't quite believe it, and they don't quite trust it because of the way we are constructed physiologically. And Hiroshi has kind of figured this out, that this is an essential thing. And when I was in the lab, it was interesting to see how little instruction I need to engage the physical objects he has there, which I could touch with my hand and manipulate with my hand. We're coming to the end of the optical age, in the sense that, what I mean by that is, during the Renaissance there was an incredible shift from medieval culture, which dealt with invisible realities, which is why they painted the sky gold in medieval pictures and not blue. They saw the blue sky like we did, but they painted it gold because the notion of God, the divine being, as the origin of everything, was much more real and powerful to them than the blue sky, which was just some physical thing. And so the spiritual dimension was more real. Then we moved into the Renaissance, where that completely shifted. Humanism arrived, and all of a sudden human beings are at the center of the world, and our inventions and creations. And that goes on primarily, the main instrument was optics. That lasted 600 years until the present moment. We are now not only facing a major ecological crisis in terms of global warming, we're not only facing right now a major economic crisis with the economic meltdown, but we're also at the end of an era where what the eye sees isn't necessarily the real thing. That reality has submerged to the level of a code, to the level of some inner information. It's embedded in things, and it's malleable. So subjectivity is now going to become the new objectivity, and it's very, very confusing for people. We're going to have to negotiate through this period now of change, and people are going to have to come out the other side. And really, the essential part of it is, what is real? I visited Todd Mackober in his lab. He's working on a couple of projects. Opera of the Future is one of them, and I've done operas before, and that was pretty exciting to see him. He's working on a new opera now about a person who actually dies, and then is himself a technological person, and before he dies, he figures out a way to encode his presence, his consciousness, into artificial technology. So he ends up like in 2001, The Space Odyssey, he becomes the room. I think Todd's really working with relevant issues of today. This is a real issue today. Every time you make a cell phone call, you're dealing with a disembodied presence. So it's a real current kind of issues. Obviously, I saw and was treated very kindly and with generosity by the people who I met here in the various labs. And I think a lot of that for me was exciting because I felt like I was seeing the future. Certainly these kinds of things will become the future. I mean, Todd Mackover, for example, told me that that game that's so popular now with the kids, my teenage boy included, Guitar Hero, you know, came out of research originally done in his lab ultimately, and that is, I'm not talking here in any kind of economic terms, any kind of like, you know, issues related to profits and, you know, your livelihood. I'm just talking about strictly culturally and artistically, that thing came out of this lab, came out of this way of thinking, and it's affected an entire generation of people.